Right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakakadash, and the Heavenly Father. True name is Yahweh, and His unbegotten Son, Bahashem. In the name of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. Lashma Salute tongue, and I say Barakatham to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim, Wa'akoff, and I say Shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson of the M.O.T.B news updates as of February the 25th, 2026, on this Wednesday night. I understand this another day of February 26th. So Salakia for that. But as I mentioned again, this is a sit-down lesson February 25th, 2026, on this Wednesday night, and this is a sit-down lesson of the M.O.T.B news updates. As we're seeing, the pushing of the mark of the beast as it's entering more and more, we're seeing more signs of that as we start to live more and more increasingly in the book of Revelations. Everything's being revealed, especially, the mark of the beast, which is recorded in the book of Revelations 13, verse 16 through verse 18, which I'm going to bring out for edification's sake. Then I'm going to bring up those news articles. As we are currently in this beast system, and then we're entering this economical system in this beast system that's going to be part of it, especially, with the digital dollar, digital ID, digital wallet, digital currency, Bitcoin, stablecoin, cryptocurrency, and the pushing of the digital RFID chip that they want to implant insert your body in order for you to buy or sell. This will be part of the market beast. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. It says, "And it calls upon all, both small and great, rich and poor, free or bond, to receive a karabah in their right hand or in their foreheads," right in their right hand or in their foreheads. This pushing of this neural link, this nanotechnology, this brain chip, this digital RFID chip that they want to implant into your body, especially from a modern day economical perspective, as we're entering more and more of a modern day cashless society. This is what they're going to fully implement, in order for you to buy or sell. And this is Revelation 13, verse 17. It says that no man might buy or sell and say that he had the Quran or the name of the beast or his name. Right, that no man might buy or sell that he had the Quran. What's that mark of that Quran? Or the name of the beast, right? Or the name of his beast, or the name of his name, which is some edition. Which is go over verse. You have Revelation 13, verse 15. He had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast shall both speak and cause that many as would not worship the image of the beast shall be KILLED. Right, so if you don't worship the image of the beast and not take the mark of the beast, you should be KILLED. This is Revelation 13 and verse 18. It says, "Here is wisdom, let him have understanding, count the number of BST, for it is a number of a man. For it is the number of," it says, "for his number is 303 squared, SIX 303 squared," right, the beast. And this is bring out some news articles. And it says, this is from the Korean Times. It says Dacio to join the BOK, which is the Bank of Korea, lead project to test a central bank digital currency. Dacio is a popular Korean discount retailer. Well, this was a couple of weeks ago, or a week ago, I believe you had India. They pushing forth this central digital bank currency, which is going to be a digital coupon, a digital food coupon that's you can use to like food grain to leave. I believe you can use that as a digital device of a digital coupon. I believe you can use that to make discount purchases of food grain and stuff like that. So that's an indicator right there. As the grade, as recent years and previous years, especially recently, we've been seeing more and more everything is being digital, especially with this cashless society. Because everything's being digital nowadays. That's why we're seeing these digital devices. Everything's being digital in this modern day technology. Because very soon, from a financial perspective, your financial information, your medical information, your personal information, especially your financial information, that's going to be There's going to be a hard copy list that's going to have this all into one in this digital RFID chip that they want to implant into your body. And that's why they're making everything more digital. The real ID, the digital ID, digital wallet, digital currency, Bitcoin, stablecoin, cryptocurrency, and it's going to lead to that road to the pushing of the digital RFID chip that they want to implant inside your body. That's going to be part of the market beast. And this is from a quote through petition of MSN published 9 hours ago. It says the Russian government prepares for a pre-launch testing of the digital ruby. Russian authorities are gearing up to soon put the digital ruby to test mode, announced the head of the executive power in Moscow. The news concludes the preparation of the adoption of the law. Yep, so we see more signs of that. It says digital euro to EU banks for 26 billion euros over 4 years, the ECB estimate. Yep, so once again, get back to that Revelations, the 13th chapter. So as we see more and more pushing of the digital RFID chip, this Neuralink nanotechnology with this AI technology, AI advance, that's going to be part of this financial system. That's going to be part of this B system as well too. And that's what we're seeing. This is Revelations 13 verse 16. And it calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free of bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? To receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell and say that he hath the charagma or the name of the BSC or this. Yeah, it says that no man might buy or sell. This is verse 17 of Revelations 13, verse 17, read it again for edification's sake. It says that no man might buy or sell, right? That no man might buy or sell, say that he had the mark or the name of the beast or of his name, right? The mark of the beast or of his name. This is Revelations 13 and verse 18. Here is wisdom, let him have understanding. Count the number of the BAST, for it is a number of a man. His number is SIX, the Greek word SIX. And this is the book of Revelations 14. It's the book of Revelation chapter 14 and verse 8. It says, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she had made all the nations drink the wine of wrath of fornication. Right, they had all the nations drink the wine of wrath of fornication. And still to this day, because this is a modern day Babylon the Great, and this is a modern day spiritual tower of Babylon. And they definitely gonna be part of this system more, because Babylon commits evilness and wickedness and unrighteous creeds, and this mark of the beast is gonna be part of it as well too. So all the nations still gonna be drunk on the wine and wrath of fornication, especially with this mark of the beast is gonna be instituted. That's what we're seeing signs of that. It says Revelation chapter 14 verse 9. It says in the third angel fallen, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive the charagma, which the mark. It says to receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Revelations, right? Because you can have like that scripture which says Revelation 14 chapter. I think it's in the Blue Letter Bible. It highlights, it says doom for worshippers of the BAST. Revelations 14 verse 9. It says, and the third angel followed him, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the charagma in his forehead or in his hand. Revelations 14 verse 10, it says, the same shall drink the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured without mixture. In his cup, his indignation, he should be torn with fire and brimstone, and the present holy angel, present lamb. Right, you're gonna get hit with fire and brimstone, and present holy angel, present lamb. If you worship this beast in his image and receive the mark of the beast that they want to implement in your right hand or in your forehead. Revelation chapter 14 verse 11. It says, in the smoke of their torment sending up forever, they have no rest day or night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the charagma's name. Right, so whosoever receiveth the charagma's name. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 3, in verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the words of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try to dwell upon the earth. Right, so long as we continue to keep the patience of the words As long as we continue to keep the patience of the words of Hamashiach Yahushua, out of Ratzah, that he'll keep us in application as we are entering this market of beast and this full and this pushing of this digital RFID chip. As I mentioned again, the smart cities, 15-minute cities, digital dollar, digital ID, digital wallet, digital currency, Bitcoin, stablecoin, cryptocurrency. Everything's pushing as digital nowadays, as we've seen it being hard copyless. So it's a Neuralink, it's a brain chip, which is it was estimated what it was like last year, even though we're even though we're in 2026. But we've been seeing from 2025, there had been an estimated 100,000 people that signed up for the brain chip. And with this neural link, and the pushing of the digital RFID chip, now from last year on into now, those estimates potentially might have went up because there was 100,000 people. It might be more than that now because a lot of people that have been reserving and signing up for the brain chip in this pushing of this neural link and the pushing of these smart cities, 15-minute cities. As I've mentioned this countless of times already previously, I spoke about this I think like 2 weeks ago, and you had a person that was talking about it. She was covering stories about the central digital currency news that's going on over there in London. I would say Oxford, London, I believe over there in the area. They said like certain different parts over there in London or Oxford over there in London, they got certain parts over there in that area, in that country, they got like smart cities, 15-minute cities. You can go like different mile radius, and then you have to purchase money to be able to get to that mile radius to that area. That's just like you putting money on your bus card. They give you a certain amount of transfer for you to use. Even though they don't got that no more because because they got the unlimited pass and all that. I'm just saying as an example. So that's what they're doing for these smart cities. You can go to certain for a mile radius. You pay for a whole month, and then once that whole month is out, you'll have to you'll have to you'll have to scan your right hand or in your forehead to continue to make purchases to only far distance for you to go. So that shows that we're living more and more in this digital society with this AI technology, the smart city, these smart cities, 15-minute cities, the digital dollar, real ID, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and the final stages of the pushing of fully implementing throughout the whole planet Earth of the modern day digital RFID chip that they want to implant into your body. As we start to enter more and more of a increasing modern day cashless society, as technology is increasing, as we enter more and more of these cashless societies. So the printed dollar and the coins, the physical coins and the printed dollar, that's going to be the thing in the past because everything is digital nowadays. And we use our credit card swipe, do purchases. They got the little chip inside there, and then you got the you just tap with your card. Then you're gonna tap with your right hand or your forehead for you to buy your seal. And that's going to be that our temptation. And that's going to be part of that Revelations 13, verse 16 to verse 18, as we start to see it rapidly increasing, of the modern day market of beast. And this is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the words of my patience, I will also keep thee for our temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try to rid the world upon the earth. Right, so as long as we continue to keep the paces of the words of Hamashiach Yahushua, out of Ratzah, that he keep us in that our temptation. So I'm gonna look up some more. I'm gonna look up some more news articles that relates to the central digital currency slash the market beast. It says, this is from the Atlantic Counselor. It says, the European Central Bank's next president may decide the fate of the digital euro. It says it says investing. This was published 2 hours ago. It says how would a new BRICS currency affect the U.S. dollar? Right, because what was that? Previously, you had the BRICS nations. I think you had a BRICS plus nation. They had a meeting recently. I believe it was like last year, if I'm not mistaken, because you had one representations of you had this meeting that they had. It was like in January. I forgot the name of that. I think it's over there. It's called Davos over there in Switzerland, when all the economical powers came together. You know, the World Economical Forum, I believe, and that was over there in Davos. It was in January, I believe, and you had one of the leaders of the BRICS nations. They was mentioning about introducing their currency for them to not depend on the American dollar. And I believe it was one country. It was like I would say like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. They was mentioning not depending on the dollar. I believe. I think it's Congo. It's some Asian country, I believe, some African or Asian country. I mentioned they were saying they not depend on the American dollar, because we've been seeing that for the previous couple of years, and as of recently, that these other nations are starting to form their own form of currency, trusting their own currency and not trusting the American dollar, because the American dollar is still got high value right now. But we're starting to see these other nations leaning towards their own form of currency. That's why they're leaning towards, having a Bitcoin, stablecoin, cryptocurrency, and not trusting the physical paper dollar of the American dollar, because the paper dollar, as we know, is going to be the thing to pass, so it's not going to be valid no more. So that's why these other nations have other alternatives to use a form of currency, and that's going to usher in, the digital dollar, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and the final pushing to the digital RFID chip. So I'm gonna read this news article about the BRICS nation, how they gonna affect the American dollar. It says the BRICS nations are interested in creating a new currency, and that goes with that Revelation 17 verse 16. The BRICS nations are interested in creating a new currency to compete with the U.S. dollar. It says recently announced plans for a blockchain-based payment systems. Learn about the developments thus far and how investors can prepare for the possibility. It says the BRICS nations originally composed of Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and you got the BRICS plus nations as well too, right along with the BRICS nations. It had many discussions about establishing a new reserve currency and backed by a basket of their respective currencies. It says. It says the creations of a potential gold-backed currency known as the unit, as the U.S. dollar. It sounds like some 50 cent the unit. It says the creation of a potential gold-backed currency known as the unit. It says as the U.S. dollar alternative, also under consideration by the BRICS members. It says, however, whether or not these countries can fully separate themselves from the ruling global currency is up for debate, even among themselves. The potential BRICS currency will allow these nations to assert their economy independence, with competing with the existing international financial system. The current system is dominated by the U.S. dollar. Very soon, it's not going to be dominated by it no more. It says which accounts, because you got India, you got China, you got all these other countries potentially going to overthrow the American dollar, because because American dollar is the dominant using source of currency to use, depending on which very soon we're going to be seeing that coming to naught. It says which accounts about 89% of all the currencies traded. It says nearly 100% of oil trading was conducted by U.S. dollars. However, in 2023, one-fifth of oil trades were reportedly made used by non-U.S. dollar currencies. Central to this situation, the U.S. trade war with China, as well as U.S. sanctions on China and Russia, should the BRICS establish a new reserve currency. and will be significantly impact of the U.S. dollar, potentially leading to a decline in demand or what's known as the de-dollarization, right? Because we've seen a lot of nations been de-dollarizations of the American dollar over things like a couple of years ago, and we start to see that once again. This would have implications for the U.S. global economies. If the BRICS watchers were hoping for more fireworks at the 2025 BRICS meeting held in Brazil this July, they were sorely disappointed. Putin and Chinese Xi Jinping were not attending, and talks about the BRICS currency was much more muted. On top of this, according to the modern diplomacy, diplomacy, modern day, according to the modern day diplomacy, it says this topic may be less of a concern at next year's BRICS meetings and will be held in India, which is in this year 2026, which has sought to distance itself for a move away from the US dollar. It's still hard to predict if and when the BRICS currencies will be released, but this is a good time to look at the potential of the BRICS currency as possible implication for investors. Yeah, it is gonna, it is gonna overthrow the dollar. That's gonna turn into the pushing of the market. That's gonna push it up the market beast, this beast system, this new financial system. Because very soon they're gonna make the announcement because they've been having meetings about it. We definitely gonna see a bit of modern day U.S. dollars gonna be replaced. But this is Revelations 3 verse 10. Matter of fact, it's some more news articles. It says, oh, that's some previous news articles. Check the latest ones. It says big moves. This is from Solana. Let's see. I got another news article. Wait for it to load up. And this is from India.com. It says the big move by Maldia government as a central bank plans to announce central digital currency of the CBC. Details are here. This was published 12 hours ago, published by Bank of India, India.com. It says the central digital bank currency central will launch a central bank digital currency based on full subsidies, distributions, and project under the Pradeep Bharti. Oh yeah, this is a previous news article I spoke about. Yeah, previously. Yeah, in the Union Territory of the French exchange on Thursday, in a major step towards a strengthening of the Indians' digital public infrastructure and enhancing the transparencies of subsidies delivery, according to the according to the official statement. It says the digital rupee or e-rupee is tokenized of a digital version of the Indian rupee issued by the Reserve Bank of India. The Reserve Bank of India as a central bank digital currency of the CBC. It says the introduction of the digital rupee offers a opportunity to enhance a direct benefit transfers of the DBT ecosystem by providing a secure, instant, traceable, and programmable digital cash mechanism, right? Digital cash mechanism. And the PMGKAY beneficiaries, thereby enabling smooth and funding flow, reducing frictions and elevation entitlements. This plot program is like South Korea once again, because I believe it was that last year in 2015. I think 2015 in the month of April. I would say April and all the way into I say from last year of January all the way into April. They had a plot program testing of the with that digital that digital code stuff over there in South Korea, because that's what we've been seeing the central digital currency plot, the CBC trial, the CBC test, and the final pushing whether they going to use the central digital currency. It says the plot program was integrated of the Union Ministry of the Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution at the Pellerhat Joshi Joshahai in the presence of the Pudcherry LT Government K. Kalestein, NHF Minister of the N. Raigasana, if I pronounce those Indian names. It says East Indian names. It says an initiative marks a significant reform for the delivery of food subsidies through the public distribution system, the PDS, by integrating a digital rupee issued by the Reserve Bank of India in effecting it says into a direct benefit transfer framework. Under the plot project, the food subsidies will be credited and to identify beneficiaries in a form of programmably of the central digital currency tokens direct into the central digital currency wallets. It says the tokens will be redeemed as exclusive for the purchase of a entitled food grains at a authorized merchants and fair price shops, and thereby ensuring the. So that shows that we're seeing everything's getting closer and closer to being. That's why we're seeing more and more of a cashless society. So we're seeing these are digital CBC wallets. These are digital codes of coupons of food subsidies of the Reserve Bank of India with a digital rupee. It says the tokens will be redeemable and exclusively for the purchase of the entire food grains at authorized merchants and fair price shops there. It says thereby ensuring the proposed bound usage of subsidies and enhanced transparency. Following the implementation of the budgetary, the central digital currency based plot will be explained in a phased manner to cover an additional beneficiaries and other union territories. The statement said the plot will be implemented in the coordination of the budgetary government, the Reserve Bank of India, a public financial management system, the PFMS, the design designated banking ownership of the Canara Bank. The Central Digital Currency Based Digital Food Currency Initiative represents the next stage of digital transformation in India's food security ecosystem. It seeks to enhance transparency, efficiencies, accountability, and beneficiary empowerment in the subsidies delivery. Yeah, so that's an indicator right there that we entering more and more of a cashless society, because all this is going to lead to the final pushing and the final steps of the market beast. As I mentioned again, this neurotechnology, this AI technology, because this AI advanced technology that's going to be part of finance as well too, with this cashless society, because everything's being digital nowadays. So all your personal information, your financial information, your medical information, and your financial information is going to be the pushing of this digital RFID chip. So once again, yeah, get back to that Revelations. This is the book of Revelations, and I'm close it out. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. It says, and it calls of all, both small and great, worship poor for a bond to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads. Right, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads. Revelation 13, verse 17. In that no man might buy or sell, say that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, right? That no man might buy or sell. That's why they push more and more. Everything is being cashless. Everything's being hard copyless. Everything not using as coins and as not as so the printed dollar And the hard copy of the coins is going to be the thing of the past because we're already living in a cashless society. So it's going to be digital coins, digital money, and the pushing of the digital RFID chip that they want to implant inside your body, even if you're upper class or lower class of the economical spectrum in modern day times. If you're part of the 1% group, or you're part of I would say 99% group, or the 1% group, or you're upper class or lower class of the economical spectrum, as we see more and more pushing of a cashless society and the more and more pushing of this financial of the digital RFID chip that's going to be part of this B system and this new financial system because it's going to be a global shift from the printed paper dollar into a cashless society and the fully implementing around the world of this going to be fully mandatory of the pushing of the digital RFID chip. That's going to be part of the market beast, you know. This is Revelations 13, verse 17. It says that no man might buy or sell, right? That no man might buy or sell, say that he had the mark or the name of the beast, or not his name. Revelations 13, verse 18, it says, here is wisdom, let him have understanding. Count the number of the BEST, for it is a number of a man, and his number is SIX, 303 score, SIX. So with that, hopefully this sit down lesson was edifying of the M.O.T.B news updates. As we enter more and more of the book of Revelations, everything is being revealed in the book of Revelations, which is recorded at Revelations 13, verse 16 to verse 18 of the mark of the beast. As we enter in this new financial system in this current beast system, and the pushing of the digital RFID chip that they want to implant inside your body, a part of right part of your body for you to buy or sell. So once again, this was just a sit down lesson of the M.O.T.B news updates as of February 25th, 2026, Wednesday. Even though, even though it's 12:30 already, but you know this was just a sit down lesson on Wednesday night, February 25th, 2026, of the M.O.T.B's news updates as always. So with that, hopefully this was edifying. And with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash, and the Heavenly Father, true name is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Bahashem, in the name of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Mashkarash, the Holy Tongue. And I say, walk down to the elders and apostles, were Akima Aqua. Until next time, we'll say Shalom.